G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here with another episode of Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. When last we left off, we had just gotten to Nashkel. Down here. We've done the main drag of Nashkel. We haven't gone here into the garrison. There's really not a lot in there. If you time things right, you can go through and loot that, but you've got to be really careful because there's a lot of guards in there. So we're not going to do that. We will go to the temple up here. So let's just quickly do this. And this guy gives you a quest to rescue the Captain Bragg from the local guard. What kind of services do you provide? Thanks, I don't need any of that. Let's come back out. Could have bought some potions, but we'll see how we go. Now, of interest, you can click on all of these and there's little interesting tidbits. If you are really particularly suicidal, and I do mean that in every possible way, let's just quick save. I'm going to show you this. I believe it's this one right here. So you click it once and this guy appears. I think he's a lich. Never do that again or my wrath will be great indeed. So I think he then disappears in a sec. If you do click this again, you're in a world of hurt. So let's just actually look at that. You fools, you really shouldn't have disturbed my gravesite. It was not easy faking my own death, and now I'll not have it ruined by your meddling. Face your very own death and the hell flames that go with it. So even if you're really, really quick, you're not going to be able to escape the fact that he summons all of these Phoenix Guard things who just murder you. Like, that's one character down. That's two down. And that's my character down. And we basically did little to no damage to him at all. So, yeah, I don't recommend doing that. Maybe later in the game it's a little bit easier, but now it's not worth it. I just thought I'd point that one out to people in case you weren't aware of it. So we're going to come down here. Okay, so this is a tavern here. It doesn't really... Belching Dragon Tavern. It's, and in here is this person, Volo. This is not as relevant anymore. You may have seen references, people talking about, I think it's like Xanthar's Guide to This and That, which is this beholder that has released these books, these guides to various parts of Faerun. He is sort of the D&D 5 version of Volo, who was D&D 2/3. Volo is this guy that goes around to all of these places and adventures, explores. You could think of him a bit like a 17th or 18th century explorer going around to all these exotic places in the world and then coming back and writing stories about what he's done. Here, they portray him as a bit of a bumbling idiot, if you follow all of this. In Neverwinter Nights 2, if you play the expansion module Storm of Zahir, I think it is, he is actually an NPC in that you meet up with down south, down in the like areas around Chulth and stuff like that down south. I can't remember exactly where it takes place, but you actually meet him multiple times in that. I don't recall if you meet Volo multiple times in this story, but here he's a bit of a thing. So you can get more information about the mines from him, and then he wants another drink before he'll talk to you more, and then you can get more information about the captain of the guard. You can insult him if you want, but I just do that just for completeness and to update my journal. You don't have to do that. You don't have to talk to him at all if you don't want to. So now we're going to come over here, and we have Edwin. Edwin is the sworn enemy of Dinah Hare, who is the companion of Minsk. Minsk is her protector. He is evil. You can take him into your party if you want to. I have nothing to do with your murderous plans. You can, if you come back with Dinah Hare in your party. So if you avoid talking to him here now, you go off and rescue Dinah Hare and come back, there is a chance that he will attack you. And you can then kill him. This guy, Nuba, is a pain in the butt. But he's also good. So, 2 ways you can do this. You can just sit here and let him keep talking to you like this, where if you just wait, he'll talk to you again in a second. There you go. Or you can just continually talk to him yourself. And eventually, after a certain number of interactions, he'll get bored with it, give up, and you get 400 experience. So that is worth doing. Also of note, you can kill him without any decrease in reputation. If he's annoying you, you can kill him. But, you know, if you're playing a good party, which you should be, well, you don't have to. I just only ever play good parties. Then killing him is not a problem. You can go in and raid these buildings. I'm not going to bother doing it at the moment. I'm coming here for one purpose and one purpose only. Some of you may know about this. Some of you may not. There we go. Hidden in the field is something called Ankhead Plate Mail and a Pearl. So, this Ankhead Plate Mail, it's mail made from the creature called the Ankheg. It is very light but very strong plate mail, right? So, now, of interest, of note, I believe there was an update at one point in the Enhanced Edition. As a ranger, as someone who could only wear light armor, you could use this plate mail. But then they fixed it, so you can't anymore. So I've got 3 characters who can use plate mail. I'm going to give it to our Wizard Slayer. So her AC is -1. It's now -3 with this on. So it is 2 better than normal standard plate. And the reason why I didn't buy plate mail for our priestess earlier was because I knew I was going to be able to pick up that plate mail, that Ankheg plate. Now, you can make another set of Ankheg plate. So the when you go up here, which is where I told you in one of the earlier episodes, you can find the Paladin Argentus. So you go up in here, this farm is being overrun by Ankhegs, and you can kill a whole bunch of them. But if you kill one and grab its shell and bring it back to Baragost and give it to the blacksmith in Baragost, he will take a couple of days and a certain amount of money, I don't remember how much it is, and he will make you another set of the Ankheg plate. You can either just sell the shell to him full stop and walk away from it, or you can give him some money and he will make that armor for you. And if you've got at least 2 fighters in your party who can wear plate, I recommend doing that, because, you know, I've actually got 3 people who could wear that, and unfortunately you cannot get 3 sets, so you just have to make do. So we're going to come here, do our normal thing. We can go to this from Nashkel North if we go down here and see what we can do down the south. There's really not anything else on the map that's super important here. I'll point out a couple of more things in a second. Right, so we just uncovered this extra section south, which is worthwhile going to. Let's come back over here. So there's a couple. There's this building here. There's another building just here, another farmhouse. We're not going to bother doing them. So this farmhouse is of interest only because A, the door is locked, and then B, when you go in here and you startle this woman, if you ask for information about the mines, she tells you that her husband is in there and he's been missing, and so if you can find the green gemstone ring and bring it back to her, you will get a reward. And that is pretty much everything of import in Nashkel. You can follow this dirt track up here to a house. I'm not going to go all the way up there, but there is a house up here. And it is locked, owned by some nobles, I believe. You can pick the lock and get in there. All that's really in there that I recall is a bunch of books that you can sell, but I don't think it's really worth it. So that's the house there. But the main exit is down here, past the windmill. There's a little bit of a track coming down this way. Okay, and I've just remembered we've forgotten something. So we're going to go... or have we? Yes, we have forgotten something. Okay, what we want is one of these stone to flesh scrolls. So we're just going to chuck that in our scroll case. And because we're... oh no, I was going to say because we're back here we might as well sell this stuff, but we can sell it at the carnival. Okay, so we're at the Nashkel Carnival. There's a lot of little things to do here, but nothing super important. So some of these guys come up and talk to you, that's fine. You can talk to all these guys and they all say something, but none of it's really all that interesting. We're going to talk to this guy, because he's a little bit of fun.
I'm always ready to entertain.
So he has the amazing Upar, the world's only exploding ogre. Grizzly, but, you know, so let's do that again. Wasn't that fun? Maybe one more time. You're either a die-hard fan or a sadist, friend. Just one last time. So, Opar is a little bit angry now. So I'm going to go back to here. And we're now getting attacked by this ogre. But that's okay. Because we wanted the 270 experience and, you know, no ogre is a problem for us. So... these two big tents here, I think you can gamble in one, and there's another little interaction that happens in another. Mr. Binky the Buffoon. This guy's a pain in the butt because he mocks you, basically. Are you mocking me? Dost thou mock me away with your beggar? So he's just a bit of a nuisance. One of these places you can go into and you can gamble on stuff. The other one you can go into and I think someone tries to pick your pocket or something. I just don't bother going into them anymore because... they don't interest me. So we'll come down here. We'll do the whole let's see what's south of Nashkel Carnival first. So that we don't forget. There we go. Well, the mines. We already knew that. So that's fine. So this guy's a fraud. He tries to sell you a couple of potions. One I think is bad. Unfortunately, you don't really get all the options that you would like here because your only options are I'll gladly take it or I only have enough money for one. And then once he talks about this, you go, I don't think I'll want either. One of them is good and one of them is bad, and I can never remember which, and it's a pain in the butt, so I just don't worry about it. But look up a guide and find out which one you want. I think it probably is worthwhile buying them at some point because I think you get one of them much, much cheaper than you would normally, but I just don't bother with it. Okay, so we're just talking to that guy because he came in and butted in. We didn't really want to talk to him at all. We'll come over here. This one, I think, is the bad one, so we'll get it out of the way first. Was there anything in there? No. I haven't saved for a while, so let's just... Okay.
Leave us alone, will you? Nothing for you here.
So this guy here is attacking this woman here. They're both mages. If you're careful, so if you say what's this all about, and then you do option 1 again, where you talk about prejudice of a magic user, you mock him, you basically call him an idiot, so he gets upset and will attack you. If you're not careful, the first thing he does is attack her and kill her in one hit. So if you want to save her, you've really got to annoy him as much as possible. We're going to get our Wizard Slayer to switch to melee, just because once again we want to see if... No, he missed, damn it. But our Wizard Slayer is one of the few that didn't get affected by that. I just took 3 damage, but I missed. I really want Persuivant to hurry up and hit. No, Annoya ended up the one killing him. So we still haven't worked out whether Persuivant can only do damage from melee or can do it from missile, but that's alright. We're just going to wait here for these guys to stop being confused. Right, so if we talk to this one now, she's really happy. If we ask if she's got any trinkets, she'll give us a couple of potions. I think it is a potion of antidote. There we go. So we'll just chuck that in our potion case. That should have gone over there. And we're doing okay. These other 2 tents here have merchants in them. I believe there's something in this. Couple of spears that we can sell.
I've got the best prices
Now, be careful. There's 3 or 4 tents here with merchants in them. Number 1 is not always, as you can see here, this, if I pick number 1 as my thing, this is, I don't want to buy anything. Number 2 is the one to say you want to buy something. So just be careful. If you're used to just going in and hitting 1 to automatically buy, it's not always going to work. So I'm just going to sell what I can to this guy. They all specialize in different things. So this guy has got mostly magical stuff. So we just can't afford any of this stuff, really, is the big thing at the moment. We're going to sell that letter. I'm not going to sell that scroll. We need that. Get to that in a second. I'll sell that Morning Star. Did anyone else? Armor, a colour spray, and a dagger. We'll sell those. We haven't identified that yet. He'll take those spears, so that's good. And then let's just give that to our mage to identify. So this isn't bad as far as things go, so I'm going to put it on our mage. It doesn't show as being a better AC at all, but it does give her some protection from slashing attacks, and a save, increases her save versus death. So it's better than nothing, but it's going to be a while before we get any decent magical robes for her. So this guy wants us to talk to him. We will talk to him in a second. We can sell that armor there, although there is a better place to sell the armor. I don't know if we would have sold it for more. He has some weapons, but nothing spectacular, no enchanted things. And we'll just quickly come down to this guy, this merchant.
I've got the best prices this side of Cormier.
He has mostly missile weapons. Again, nothing enchanted, so really not much to take out of that. Take away from that. So let's talk to this guy here. Now, what it is right here is the statue. That's Branwen, the cleric. This guy wants to sell you a scroll for 500 gold, which we bought for 200 in the Nashkale Temple to rescue her from her situation. So now we can do this for free, and this guy will run off. Statue has come to life. And Branwen will offer to join you. But we don't want to. She is a good cleric. And generally, if you're using a normal party, I take her rather than having Khalid and Jahir. But it's really up to you.
All my stuff is authentic.
So this guy has mostly armor. Well, armor and shields. That's it. And that's really all of the main areas in the carnival. You can some of these chests and stuff around here have got stuff in them, but it's not 26 gold. It's nothing huge. There's a couple of chests there. I think they're both locked as well. Oh no, one of them is. The other one's unlocked. So some more gold there. A couple of weapons there. You can't get into any of these tents here. They're just tents. They're just background, really. There's this other tent over here, which you can go into, and there is something in here, but I never remember what it is, and I don't think it's all that useful. It's not really a quest or anything like that. So there is this area over here that you can travel to. Of course, we're not going to do that yet. And we want to go all the way up north, so we will slip through here. Oh. There we go. So there's no one else really all that interesting at the carnival either. We've covered pretty much everything that there is at the carnival. You may come across the odd kobold or wild dog or things like that around in the wilderness in here if you're looking to get some kobold, as I said. If you're looking to get some extra XP, you can clear out the map and get them, but overall it's a pretty easy map as far as encounters go. If you come across anything, the only thing you've got to be aware of is that ogre if you do that, and the mage trying to kill the other mage. As I said, I think there's a pickpocket in one of the large tents there, but I just don't bother going in there anymore. And so we just uncovered that there. So I think what we'll do is call it an episode. So thank you very much for joining me for this episode of Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. If you liked it, please give me a like and share it with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest episodes, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.